Hey, welcome back to Score on Business, and we're still here with Elizabeth Moss. And Elizabeth, so we'll change gears a little bit. What would you say specifically to women who are early in their entrepreneurial journey?
That it's truly a journey. It is not an idea to success, straight line. It is an up and down journey. Also that one of the things that really helped me just not long ago, that would have helped me immensely in the beginning, is to learn what my strengths are. And there is lots of research and a book called Strength Finders.
I love Strengths Finders.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so for $20 you could get your top 5 strengths, and I play to my strengths now. I know what my weaknesses are, and I focus on my strengths. And then I hire based on other people's strengths, and so that they can love and enjoy what they're doing. So as an entrepreneur or a young woman starting a business, I would say, and there's another book, E-Myth Revisited. So read those books, figure out what your strengths are, hire other people's strengths, and move forward playing to people's strengths.
Incredibly wise. You know, I've come to realize that numbers aren't my thing and spreadsheets aren't my thing. I'm fine with that. I know what I do well, and I get help with that. Yeah. What else so when I was in college, which was a long time ago in the early 80s, I remember a woman who was a friend, and she wanted to be an engineer, but her father couldn't hear it. Now, granted, that was in the early 80s. In today's world, along kind of those lines of a woman starting a business, are there any things you'd say there?
Well, again, it goes back to passion and what we want to do. I think in this day and time, it's very different than the 80s. There's a lot of women's support out there for whatever field someone wants to go into. I was at Vanderbilt last night at the Women in Business mentorship program, and they were the undergrad students, and they were in economics and finance and health and all kinds of industries. There was an engineer there. And so I think there's no limitations today as to where women can work.
Oh, I know for a fact there's not. Do women run into that? And it's hard for me to know as a man.
Yes, women are still experiencing that, even those of us who have done a lot of work over the years. I know my mom was one of those. My grandmother was, working in a factory during the war way back. And Tennessee in particular is known, we are the deciding vote for the women's right to vote. So women are, especially in this city, Nashville is so collaborative with women and helping women and other organizations. I'm a member of Cable and NAWBO and EO and lots of organizations that support women. So as a young woman entrepreneur, I would also recommend that you find those women's networking organizations, because there's lots of resources. There's Pathway Women's Business Center. There are just so many resources available to learn and be mentored, and not have to learn the hard way trying to figure it all out yourself.
And maybe be aware of stereotype behavior, and in one ear and out the other. Right.
I don't think these undergrad aged women probably are dealing with that anymore.
Well, I don't mean to make a big issue of it.
But I think that we've done enough work, the ones ahead of them, that they're probably not dealing with that, which is a great thing.
Oh, I think it's completely a great thing. Okay, so moving kind of, it's the same question without being specific toward women. You've been in business for 22 years. You've learned a lot of lessons. You know a lot. So what are some important things you would share with entrepreneurs?
Again, find out what our strengths are and get help for where we are weak. Either asking other people, hiring other people, or at least partnering with somebody that has other strengths that we need.
Yeah, and also if you use strengths finders, you have happier, more engaged employees because people tend to enjoy what they do well.
Right. When we're focused on our strengths, we feel fulfilled.
Right.
And then it's not work, right?
Yeah.
When we love what we do, we never work a day in our life.
So
it sort of moves forward organically. And that's been our culture.
Right.
That really has been. I grew up with a holistic lifestyle, so mind, body, and spirit. That's how my business started, that I was offering that quality of care to older adults in a facility. And then I was hiring, and our care plans are mind, body, and spirit. So we're actually providing that level and quality of care for our clients. So then when people come into the office, that's what they buy into. That's, oh, I love that. So that's our culture, that we care for each other holistically. I mean, we're not just bodies at work doing a project. We are people that who have needs, and when we show up, our whole self shows up. And so we have compassion for those situations in life that show up. And, you know, sometimes people can't show up there to all 100%. So go home and take a break and take care of yourself, because you need to take care of yourself before you can help take care of anybody else.
Absolutely.
Right. And so it's really no different than how we care for our clients.
Yeah.
It's just who I am. And I think as an entrepreneur in general, it's who we are. It's our culture, our lifestyle. We create that for others to come in and participate in. So I think that's important for any entrepreneur to think about. What's the culture of the business going to be? And then people will be attracted to that because it's authentic.
Oh, yeah.
And we show up as our true selves. When I did my branding for my company, I had a coach for that, and it was based on my story. So she did this process of, you know, listening to my story, and then we came up with scientific fonts, text, logo, all of that stuff that matched it. So it was this true, authentic thing. So that's my recommendation for
be yourself.
all entrepreneurs. Yes, be ourselves.
Oh, there's some things to unpack. We need to take a break.
Okay.
And we'll come back. We will be right back, and we'll unpack those things.
Okay.